Welcome to assignment number 10, part 2. This is where you start creating your background for your interactive animation. I'm going to show you guys all the steps here. Basically, what you want to do here's the specs right here. You want to make sure each drawing has at least one animation, HD, all that good stuff. And let me show you. I'm going to jump to Wick editor where I already have my 5 drawings. Let me show you here. Interactive guide. You've already put in a guide layer, you've drawn everything, and here are my 5 drawings right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's my story. I'm not going to make it interactive yet. What I'm going to do is, here's my first part. You can either choose to go to the castle or the beach. If I click on castle, I see a castle. I might put up in the air here, enter the castle. So they can either click on the door or the words that say enter the castle. And once I enter the castle, boom, you've died by a dragon. You lose. All right, we replay the game. Now I'm going to go to the beach. If I click on the beach, I'm going to go to the 4th frame. And here's my beach. Now it's going to say take a boat ride. I click on the boat, and you win. You found paradise. That's my story. Simple story. You can add more backgrounds if you want. Nothing animates yet. And of course, I didn't draw these. You're going to draw them. You're going to add color, all that good stuff. But and that's what'll take the most time. Now what I want to do is add some animation to each one. Add some animation to each one. Let me show you how to do that. Now I want to add animation to each one. I'm going to show you how to add animation to the first slide, and then you can go from there. First thing I want to do is make the entire picture you've drawn a clip. So I'm going to go up here, grab everything, and make it a clip. Make it a clip over here. I'm going to click here, make it a clip. I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to put my animation inside of the clip. So if I double click here, I'm inside of here. And hopefully you know clips because we've done that. You have the project, you double click on it, and you're inside of the clip. This is where you're going to put all your animation. And what you're going to do is you're going to add your animation on the top layer. So I'm going to make a new layer right here. I'm going to put it on top. This is where my animation's going to go, and this is my background. So I'm going to call my background layer background. I'm going to call my top layer animation. There you go. So I'm just going to put a sun floating across the sky. I'm going to draw my sun right here. I'm going to lock my background layer. Go to here and start drawing my sun. Let's zoom out a bit. All right. Make a sun. Draw some sun rays. You guys will spend more time, obviously, on this. I am going to grab my sun. I have my background locked. I'm going to grab my sun, make it a clip, and make it float across the sky. That's it. That's it. How do I do that? Well, I tween it. I'm going to go down here. I want it to float across the sky for about 2 seconds, or about, I don't know, maybe a second and a half. We're 12 frames per second, so let me pull it out to about 18 frames. And I'm going to tween it. I'll pull my background out that far too. And I'm going to tween it. Oh, not my background. I'm going to tween here, and move it across the sky. I'll go to the first frame, leave it there. Second frame, it's going to flip across the sky. All right, I'm going to move it to, I don't want it to cut out my signs because I want my signs to be there. So it's going to move from maybe here to here. That's fine. Maybe I'll have it start right here and move over here. And I want it to rotate So instead of making it rotate, what I'm going to do is click on this thing and just put in one rotation. There you go, right up here. And let's see what it looks like now. All right, decent, cool. Now when I go back, now here's the thing, I made some quick animation on here. You guys can take some time, make it a masterpiece, but if you go to project now and I play it, the only problem is it does not play. Why? The reason is because inside your clip, it's 18 frames long. So what you need to do is go back to your project, grab your other frames, pull your first frame out to 18 frames. That's it. So grab these. You're going to click on the first one, hold down Shift, click on the last one, pull these out here, and extend your first frame to 18 frames. Now you'll have animation on your first one, and it'll stop there. It'll just loop over and over. Once you put the little stop there, it'll loop over and over. That's what you do for each one. Each one you're going to add a little bit of animation. Maybe a little firework, maybe a little grass waving in the breeze, something to make it look a little more dynamic. All right, thanks for watching. The next step will be make it interactive. All right, everybody, this is the third part of this video. I'm going to show you how to make it interactive now. By now, you should have done at least 5 pictures. You should have 5 frames, and you should have animation on each one. Now it's real simple. You just make it interactive. Each one of your things should be pulled out. So let's say if you have animation on here, you should pull this frame out to 18 frames because my sun moves for 18 frames, and then you probably will pull these second ones out. I'm going to show you to make it interactive now. First thing you want to do is everything's already a clip. Everything's already clipped. Now you got to make some buttons. Well, first off, if I play it, it doesn't stop on the first frame. So what I got to do is go to my first frame, or my first frame that's stretched out, click on it, and I go up to here, to the scripts. Really easy. You're not going to be doing any coding. It's going to be done for you. You're going to click here, go to timeline, and add a stop. That way the thing will stop on the first picture. Close it up. Now if I play it, see how it doesn't go on to the next pictures? It just stays right here. It's got to stay there until you click on something, though. So how do we do that? Well, we got to add some buttons. Now, so let's go to the first frame here. I'm going to add some buttons. Now, I want them to be able to click on these signs. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to paint a visible button on here, an invisible button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my paintbrush. I am going to grab any color, it really doesn't matter, and I'm going to scribble on the area that I want them to click on. Here it is. Look at this. See this? I'm covering up my castle. It's okay, though. I'm going to leave that there. That's one of my buttons. And now I'm going to put the other one right here. Right here. Here we go. I want them to click here. So here's what I do. This looks like garbage now, right? But here's the trick. Here's the trick. I click on my first button to go to the beach. And I'm going to make the opacity 0 so nobody can see it. Make the opacity 0, no one can see it. Now it's there, but it's a button. So I'm going to say make button. Make a button. Now it's an invisible button that people can click on. All right, so I'm gonna keep this thing selected, and I'm gonna go down to here into scripts. Click on mouse click. I clicked on the button, and I want to click on mouse click. And I go over here, and it says, what should I do if I click on the mouse? I want it to go to a frame. So I click on timeline, And if I click on this, I want to go to and stop. That's it. Go to and stop. I click here, it puts it in there. What frame is my beach on? Well, my beach is on the 4th. Actually, now it's on the 20th frame. So I want it to go to frame number 20. So I go to 20 and I close it out. Now when I click on beach, it should go, I click on this invisible button over beach, it should go to frame 20. I'm going to do the same thing to here. Click on this one, pull it down so it's invisible, make it a button. And I'm going to go to the script area, click on this. I want this to go to frame number 18 because that's where my castle is. So I go to timeline, go to and stop. And I'm going to make this go to frame 18. That's it. So now when I play it, it's going to go there. I'm going to click. See, now look at, I hover over beach. I have a little hand. Here, let me show you. If I hover, see, I have an arrow here, but if I hover over beach, it turns into a hand. Let's see what happens when I click on it. Look at that. It goes right to my beach. That's it. That's all you do. Now, you're going to make a button here. You make a button on each page, telling it where to go. That's it. Button on each page. I'm going to do one more just to show you guys. Let's go back to the main thing, see if the other button works. I'm going to go up to castle, click on that, go to my castle. Boom. All right. Now, what I would really want to do is I would also make a button on the pathways too, because maybe I want to click on this pathway to go here. You want to make it more interactive for your person. But let's go to the castle area. Actually, let's go to the beach. It says, let's sail. Let's add buttons here. I'm going to grab my paintbrush. I'm going to scribble over this area to make my button. I'm also going to add a button onto the boat because maybe they want to click on the boat. All right. Let's make a boat button. Boat button. I'm going to make a solid button here. I can get a bigger paintbrush, but you know, I'm just showing you guys. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to click on this, hold down shift and click on this one. Either one of these is going to be my button. So I'm going to go over here, make it transparent, make it a button. And now if I click here or click here, it's good to go. I'm going to go to mouse click and I want it to go to the next frame. So I go to timeline, go to and stop. I want it to go to frame 21 because that's my next beach one. I'm good. Now let's see where it goes to when I click there. You found paradise, you win. Now I don't want to just leave him here. I want him to play the game again. So what I'm going to do is grab my paintbrush and put another button right here so they can go back to the first frame and play this thing again. So I'm scribble. You guys are going to do a nicer square or whatever. But I'm going to go to here, click on it, make it transparent, make it a button, add a mouse click. I want to go to timeline, go to and stop. I want it to go to frame 1. That's perfect. Now let's play the game, see if it's better. I'm going to go back to the first frame. I'm going to go to my beach. Boom. Look at that. I can click on a boat or I can click here. It goes to you found paradise. I want to play again. Just keep going. It's that easy, guys. So it really, all the drawings are the main thing. You just put in a couple little commands and it takes you places. All right, good luck. I'm excited to see your games and play your video games.